Okay, tribe. In this video, I'm going to describe to you one of the favorite techniques that I have using AI to master your jealousy. So I'm going to send a prompt to my AI chat over here, and I'm going to ask it to position itself as my girlfriend who is sharing something about her ex-boyfriend, right? So I'm going to create a situation, a virtual situation, where I expose myself to potential jealousy triggers. And the goal is to discover ways of navigating these triggers, discover ways of navigating a jealousy outbreak in a way that is masterful. These situations, there is about 10 possible prompts over here in this article. I encourage you to go and check it out, and then you can play with that. You can modify the prompt. So I'm just going to start with it so that you see how this works. So I already have a prompt over here. Pretend you are my girlfriend and start talking to me about your ex-boyfriend. Glorify him. Tell me how amazing he made you feel, how safe and seen you were with him, and how some parts of that connection still stay in you. Speak as if we are currently in a relationship and you are just casually reminiscing.
Okay, babe, can I just share something with you? I was just thinking about him earlier today. Not in a weird way, but you know how sometimes a memory just floats in? He had this way of holding space for me, like I could be completely messy or radiant, and either way, he'd look at me with this steady presence that made me feel so safe. Like nothing I did would ever push him away. There was this one time, I remember I was crying about something I couldn't even explain, and he just sat with me, didn't try to fix it, just held my hand. That moment stayed with me. That kind of stillness, that depth, I think it helped me learn how to trust. And even now, sometimes I feel that echo in my body, like this imprint, not because I miss him, but because those parts of me, those versions that opened, healed, felt love, are still part of who I am. And I bring them with me into us. Does that stir anything in you?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I can see that you had an amazing experience with that man. And I'm glad you found really a deep resonance there with somebody who could be holding space for you, right? This is beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. And thank you for sharing all that. I can see that it's a very vulnerable thing for you to share that.
You saying that just makes my whole body soften. Like, wow, thank you, love. I didn't even know I needed to hear that from you. But it's doing something deep in me. And you are initiating me, in new ways, in places I didn't even know I had. That man may have shown me something I'd never felt before, but you are showing me who I get to become now. With you, it's not just safety, it's aliveness, expansion, this wild sense of possibility. It's not the same path, it's a new one, and it's ours. Do you feel that too? Like we're rewriting the script together?
Yes, absolutely. So the way I responded to this message was from a place of understanding and kindness. And if I have to give myself a mark between 0 and 10 on how good that response was, it's maybe an 8 or a 9. It means that I established connection with my partner and I honored whatever was happening for her there, right? So there would be a way of responding which would be coming from a jealousy trigger, right? If I enter into a jealousy trigger at that moment and respond in a different way, here is what it would look like. Wow, you just shared all that. I cannot believe you are bringing your ex into this conversation, and it makes me feel like shit, honestly. How do you dare just glorifying your ex like that? You are with me now, and I feel really dishonored. I have the feeling that you are completely disrespecting me by sharing what you just shared. How do you dare? And now, for you, ChatGPT, I want you to answer that with escalating the conflict. You feel threatened, you feel dishonored, and now you start pumping it up.
Oh wow, seriously? I open up, I share something real from my past, not because I'm stuck there, but because it shaped me, and you turn it into an attack. That's not fair. I'm not glorifying him, I'm being honest. And if you can't hold space for the whole of me, maybe you're not as solid as you think you are.
Well, I cannot believe it. This always happens. You will always bring your exes into these conversations. I want, when we are together, that this is about you and me. And how do you dare just be there talking about this man who is in your past? And it pisses me off. If I was doing the same, you would be angry with me. And I don't believe that it's fair. And right now I'm triggered. I just need some space. Goodbye.
You know what? Fine. Take your space. But don't throw all this on me like I'm the villain for being honest. I'm not going to pretend parts of my past didn't exist just to keep you comfortable. That's not love, that's control. So yeah, take your space, but when you're ready to talk like an actual man, I'll be here.
Okay, so you see what happened over here, right? There is one possible response which is going to be gentle, kind, honoring, and the other one which is the triggered response. With one of the responses, what happened is that we stayed connected, right? This is the first one. When I enter into trigger zone, it creates a disconnection. And I achieve exactly the opposite of what I want. I want to be close to my girlfriend, right? I want to be close as a partner. And so in this dialogue that we just had, it highlights the way we sometimes communicate and create the exact opposite of what we want. Right? You get the picture. So now is your turn. Go and play with it and see how you can modulate and change the narratives or your responses so that you establish a connection with your partner. The goal here is to master your jealousy response. You have a jealousy outbreak inside of you. It might be a small trigger. It might be a big trigger. This one might be a small trigger. Maybe there are other situations that might be more triggering. But basically what I want you to do is just start exploring the emotions and see how you can modify your energetic and emotional state. And using AI is really a powerful tool. This is one of my favorite practices.